knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig the dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Donnie Jones, she the one you wanna see. Donnie Jones Live, this is where you wanna be. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live.
Hey, welcome to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady, hanging out with
that guy, Marty McFly. What it do? What it do? What it do?
What it do? What it do?
Yeah, no. See, I gotta be honest. I lost my voice last night.
What happened? First, can I start something real quick?
I'm sorry.
By the way, thank you guys for checking out our show.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here every week. By the way, tell your friends and family about us. We have a good time, talking about the stuff we're talking about, whether it's politics, entrepreneurship, relationships, life, spirituality.
Yeah.
And we're here to serve. Once again, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, and that guy is
Marty McFly.
And check us out on all social medias. But yeah, man, how are you doing? Got a little cough going there.
But not even a cough. I lost my voice last night.
Okay, it ain't COVID, man.
No, it ain't COVID.
And by the way, we've been tested.
Yeah, we've been tested. And for COVID too. I've been tested for a couple of different things.
What did you think I was talking about?
Well, you don't just stop at COVID. Test for everything. But
okay, so
last
anyway.
night, and I'm gonna be honest with you,
okay,
Donnie, I feel hypocritical.
Why do you feel hypocritical?
I really feel hypocritical. Okay, because last night I was at the church.
Okay.
And I was dealing with, I thought I had like a squirrel problem or a rodent problem, something of that nature.
Well, I remember you telling me it was some wires or something that was
something kept taking our AC, overfuel drain or the water supply.
Yeah.
And it is spilled down in the church. So I was like, I'm determined to get this thing.
Yeah.
And yesterday I opened up the attic and I had the ladder down.
Okay.
And I went and got some little rat traps or whatever.
Yeah.
And I came back, and Donnie, I saw the biggest little raccoon. I've never seen one.
Wait a minute, whoa. You saw so you saw a raccoon actually inside the church.
The raccoon was coming down the steps from the attic.
Out of here.
I'm sorry, I've never seen one of these things live.
Oh my goodness.
I screamed like a little, I don't know what. and I kept screaming because I was the only one there, and I froze.
You lost your manhood card. Is that what you did?
Because this thing looked like a baby bear coming downstairs, And the reason why I say I feel hypocritical is,
why is that?
I've been discussing with this young man about getting his life together.
Is it the same gentleman you've been kind of mentoring?
I've been mentoring him.
Okay, cool.
And back in a couple of months ago, he had a gun, and he sold the gun, but then he got it back, and I've been talking with him like, you need to get rid of the gun. Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last night, I called that little dude.
Right.
I was like, yo, you still got that gun?
Dude.
I need you to come on up to the church real quick, man. I need you to bring him up to the church. So I feel hypocritical because he brought it up there, and I was so happy that he had,
Okay. I don't even know what to say on that one.
I feel a certain kind of way now.
Yeah.
Because
you gave good advice.
Right.
Which was to get rid of it.
Yes.
But then in your time of need, you're like, you need to bring that mug up in here.
It's like the cops.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I don't need the cops always around. Why they always bugging me, but something pop off.
Yeah.
Officer.
Yeah.
Officer.
But you know what? It's funny you say that. Now, if you guys have ever had a situation where, you kind of, you want to do the right thing, but you had to smudge a little bit, give us a call, 1-888-349-DONNIE, 1-888-349-DONI.
Yeah.
Or check us out and give us a comment on YouTube. But check this out. Mm-hmm. So this is years ago. This ain't right now, okay? And I won't say what county it is, because y'all that live in the county will know exactly who I'm talking about.
From Clayton?
So, would you stop it?
Sorry.
Stop it. So anyway, your girl had an issue with speeding. Yeah. And whenever you get a speeding ticket, you're supposed to go to court. Mm-hmm. And if you get multiple speeding tickets and you're supposed to go to court and you don't go to court, certain things happen.
Yeah.
Right? Well, whenever I'm talking to people or advising, and this is a while ago, but it ain't that long ago. I got my stuff straight now. Just so we're clear, I got my stuff straight now, right? So I'm always talking about people. You got to live by the law. You got to do things right. You got to handle your business. You know what I'm saying? You can't be walking around here willy nilly. You can't be abusing the system and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. I had a friend of mine who knew somebody in that county, and this dude has a reputation of making things happen. Oh. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm not going to say what job he held with the county, but it was one of those jobs where he had access to a bunch of stuff. Okay. And so I called my friend and I was like, listen, should I be admitting this on camera?
Go ahead. Go. You don't start it.
Okay.
Now.
So I said, hey, is your friend still down there at the such and such? And she was like, yeah, he's still down there. I was like, do you think he'd hook a girl up? Because I got a little situation that I didn't take care of. And now I just got a thing saying I've got people looking for me. And you know what? It got taken care of.
So, the question
So my thing is, I'm always talking about handle your business, do things right, and go by the law. But then when I needed a little help, I kind of was like,
you ain't got to answer this on radio right now, but what did you have to do for him?
No, it wasn't even that kind of thing.
Oh,
no, dude,
I'm just saying,
No, it was no.
Hey,
no, it wasn't that kind of.
County and,
no. I think she and him used to kick it though. But no, I didn't do. Okay, what I did do. Well, I can't. I took care of some stuff. Yeah, I took care of some stuff for him.
I understand that people don't always want to be forthcoming, so I understand that.
I took care of some business for him.
That doesn't help.
That doesn't sound any better.
No. So we just gonna move. We just gonna move on. But it's
interesting
because I've dealt with things like that too. Even
yeah.
And I you know what? I'm not even gonna. I think the statute of limitation has ran out.
Yeah.
But when I was in college,
it was over 10 years ago.
Yeah. It was over 10 years. But it's amazing when you do find yourself in that place, because it's like I was at a point where president of a college.
Yeah.
Who was known for doing some bad things.
Yeah.
And actually got the college into real financial debt and all this stuff. And most of the students hated her. And she ended up going to jail later on.
Yeah.
I think it was house arrest or something like that.
Yeah.
But when I was there.
Yeah.
And I had this big debt.
Yeah.
And I remember getting on the radio and everything like, hey, it's Black History Month and Black Music Month. And
I know where this is going. Go ahead.
So she came on and she talked about the school and how wonderful the school was and the music stuff. And as soon as she finished the interview, I was like, okay, listen, this is my situation. I owe $6,600, and I ain't got it. Can you help me? And she actually wrote it off.
Get out of here.
They actually wrote it off. And that actually helped me continue my education.
Absolutely.
Now,
wait a minute. Can you really say that on air? Because people know where you went to school.
Well, I'm not saying it right now.
But
that's why I
got it. Okay, got it.
Statute of limitation.
Okay, so got it.
The school is it ain't closed. But anyway,
go ahead.
But all of those people that helped later on, they got convicted for doing a whole lot of other stuff.
Right.
So it was kind of like, for me, I'm like, I liked them. They were cool people when it fit for me.
Yeah.
But then when I fight for other people, like, you need to pay your dues. You know, support.
See, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
Now, I will say this for a disclaimer, because y'all do know my school. I went to Morris Brown, but since then, I will say I paid back in sweat equity.
Yeah, you've done a lot.
I'm not even going to go down the list, but I've done concerts there. I've done multiple concerts.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Marty also has been a promoter and actually still does promotion, but he's a producer. We own a company together, Vast Productions. So if you do need some work done, whether it's commercial, videography, or whatever.
And if you can find me.
Exactly.
I want to be like the A-team.
Vastproductions.net.
Right, when you need help with getting something out there, and if you can find me, because when you look back over your life, and I know you do the same thing, you realize there's a lot of things that is under your umbrella in a sense that you are a jack of many trades. That you almost forget about it. But that's I think sometimes the core of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs and people that really want to make a change, it's not always about a check. It's about how can I give? How can I give back? So anyway, that's my...
Well, my other thing is, I think in entrepreneurs, we find a way to get stuff done.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I do admire that about what we do, is that, and what we've done to be able to come as far as we've come. I mean, there's a lot of times when you don't have resources, you've got to be creative. There's been times when we needed equipment, or we needed to get a certain thing for a job, and I knew somebody that needed tree work done. I own a tree service here in Atlanta. And whenever the resources were tight, I would, do tree work for them or trade them for something. And there's even been times when, we've given people publicity on our social media just, to trade out something. So there's ways to get stuff done when you really want to get stuff done. I think Tony Robbins once said that there's never a lack of resources. There's a lack of resourcefulness.
Oh, I like
that. Now,
of
course, Tony Robbins is in a whole nother financial league than we are. But, because I think sometimes there is a lack of resources, but we do have to find a way to be resourceful.
Right. And, and I'll say this too, because I was dealing with about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was dealing with a funeral with a young lady who was trying to bury her father or have the funeral service for her father, and she didn't have the money. Yeah. But I kept telling her in the sense,
I'll do it for you. No, I'm just kidding.
You just want him cremated? Well, I can burn somebody up. Right. The thing was, don't look at the money. Think about how can you get this done. Yes. And what ended up happening is the funeral home, she found a funeral home service that had an open heart to say, hey, whatever you could come up with, we'll work with you from there.
That's
awesome. We'll do. And they did it. Yeah. And it's like, if you have that tenacity, that's my favorite word in a sense, tenacity of just keep going forward.
No matter what.
No matter what. I'm going to achieve it. It might take a while. Yeah. But it is, excuse me, I got to drink some more of this coffee.
You okay, man?
No, I'm really okay.
Okay.
I'm honestly, no COVID. I was actually screaming at that little raccoon last night. And it's amazing because you don't think about when you overexert stuff. Yeah. I was, Yeah. But you know what?
What's that?
The good thing, the blessing in this is the voiceovers that I have to do today. Yeah. Oh, they're going to be off the chain.
This man. See, there's a blessing in everything, no matter what.
I might not be able to get high, but I can get low. So I got to read the scripture this week for the Sunday service. They're going to think the voice of God.
And for those of you that are just joining us, you're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and Marty McFly. Yes. And Marty really is a pastor.
Believe it or not.
He's a pastor at St. Mark Lutheran Church here in beautiful East Point, Georgia.
Yep.
And so, check us out online.
And I will put this disclaimer in there. If you want to see contemporary church, a church of 2021, come check me out. Yeah, because we do things a lot more of current day. Because it's funny, the blessing sometimes is if you don't read the rule book, you don't know what the rules are. And you say, well, let me do what is in me. So we change our music up. Last night I think we played The Way of the World by Earth, Wind & Fire.
Yes, I love that song.
And mixed that with He Touched Me.
Okay.
And it's a fantastic rendition of it. We mix a lot of the old school, really popular, uplifting musical songs that might be secular, and we apply those to hymns of current day.
Nice.
So it's a good mixture. Yeah. So it's
where can they find you? Where can you find you?
You can look at St. Mark Lutheran Church. Yeah. It is Lutheran. That's a whole conversation. But
don't even think of it as that. Right. I'm telling you, because I've been there and it's beautiful.
Yeah. And with Marty Ringer. Okay, that's my pastor name. But Mr. Marty Ringer, go there, like it. Subscribe, show me some love. If you like it, if you don't like it, let me know.
Yep, he got a Cash App, y'all.
That too. But hey, we gotta take a quick break. This is okay. You're supposed to do that because you.
No, I'm sorry. That's all right. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. Once again, you're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie Jones and
Marty McFly.
All right, we'll be right back.
It's Donnie Jones Live. Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live. Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live. Donnie Jones Live.
Hi, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of my book, From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Be inspired by Donnie's journey from failure to fabulous, as she explains how she started with $45 and a business card. And with perseverance and commitment, she took that small dream and turned it into $1 million company. From Failure to Fabulous by Doni Jones, the Tree Lady. Available on Amazon and all online bookstores.
It's not too late to file your taxes. Don't be afraid to file, even if you feel you may owe, because this may not be so. Allow TrueTax to give you a free estimated quote based on minimum information required on our app. Please download the TrueTax app from Google Play and follow the prompts and choose Killeen, Texas as your preferred location. Remember to call Sunny at 254-304-9416. TrueTax and Credit Solutions, always true to price and service. When you file with us, you will receive a free credit profile cleanup and a free one-document notary service. Thank you.
Liberty Christian Center. As the temperatures begin to rise, let the Spirit of the Lord rise in you. Recognize that you're in the season of greater with the one who is greater. The Liberty Christian Center, living with expectation. This and every week, join Pastor Rodney and Karen Gilchrist, along with the Liberty Christian Center family, as we purify our lives through the words of Jesus Christ. Join us Sundays at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship, and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for our WOW service. Worshiping on Wednesday. Join us online at straightjesus.com. That's STR8 Jesus.com. Liberty Christian Center, 4107 West Cliff Road in Killeen, Texas. We are declaring the year of greater.
Hey, this is your girl, Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live, where you are hanging out with one of my favorite people, me and
Marty McFly.
I didn't mean it like I'm my favorite person.
You kind of lost me there. I was
know,
trying
right?
to catch on like,
I know,
one of my favorite people, me. Like,
actually, I am one of my favorite people.
Okay.
I really do like who I am.
That's a good thing. You know what's interesting?
What's that?
This is a sidebar. I did this the other day, and I was surprised because you know on Facebook you always it always suggests people that you want to be friends with and everything.
Yeah.
Did you know I found myself on there?
How'd you do that?
I don't know. It came up.
Make sure it's not a duplicate, because sometimes people will duplicate you in order to get into your friend group so they can try to sell them Bitcoin or some other stuff.
I don't know what it was, but I was on my page. I think I was on my page. Yeah. And Marty Ringer came up like, "Do you want to be a friend of his?" And I'm looking like, that's my picture? It was a good picture of me. But I was like, it was my picture.
You're photogenic anyway.
On some days.
Yeah. But,
it's funny because I found myself, and then I started saying, would I friend myself?
Ooh. That's good.
And I was like, would I follow me?
Yeah.
It was one of those things where looking at it as your friend.
Yeah.
Because, before you can really love somebody else, you got to love yourself.
That's right.
For you to really do unto others like you want yourself to be treated, you got to really date yourself.
That's right.
So when I saw that, it was like, would I really friend myself?
Yeah.
And could I be friends with me?
Yeah.
So when you said you're your own best friend,
well, I like that you bring this up because and I actually want to have this gentleman back on the show. About a year, maybe 2 years ago, we had a gentleman on the show. His name is Ron Lewis, and he was talking about his journey from going into entrepreneurship to now he's working or was at that time working at another place, and now he's off doing something else that is more in line with him following his dreams. Okay. And one of the things he talked about was being happy with yourself and loving yourself and being content where God has you right now, while you still are discontent or inspirationally discontent enough to keep on the journey. So we got to talking yesterday. We just kind of ran into each other. He's got some business things going on that we're going to try to collaborate on, what I actually want to talk to you about. But we were talking about goals. And I explained to him yesterday, I literally did this yesterday, how I used to think that there was going to be this place that I was going to get to, and that, once I get to this place, everything was going to be perfect. Everything was going to be all right. And I realized that place that I've been trying to get to and fighting so hard to get to, I'm there now. And it had nothing to do with the outside stuff. There's still goals. I have financial goals, spiritual goals, whatever. But where I'm at, actually, spiritually, I'm in a good place. But what I realized, I really do like myself, and I love my kids. I love my husband. I'm not in a situation that I used to be. When I was a kid, I grew up in a very toxic home, very dysfunctional relationships, manipulative relationships, and I just realized that I'm not surrounded by any of that anymore. So what in my mind would success look like? Success for me back in the day was being safe, being happy, being able to, go to whatever restaurants I wanted to go to, being able to travel. And I'm now in a place where I can do that. That doesn't mean that everything is perfect, but I realized that my success had more to do with who I am as a person than some arbitrary destination that I needed to get to as far as my bank account is concerned.
Right.
Still interested in the bank account,
yes,
but it was more a personal thing. And so I was telling him that.
You remind me of a time about 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago. You and I, we had a interview with a couple, and I remember putting the address in my GPS. And when I got close to the place, my GPS kept saying recalculating, and I got real frustrated because I'm like, and I just got mad and I pulled over, and I remember calling you, kind of just being mad, and you're like, well, where are you at? And I'm like, if I knew where I was at, I wouldn't be lost, and I'm fussing, and you was like, well, tell me, where are you at? And when I said the address that I was at, it was the address that I was trying to get to. And realizing that sometimes we are at the place where we're trying to get to, but we just in our mental mind, it's like, no, we're not here yet. We're not here. We still got to be somewhere else. I'm saying, even with, we were talking about it earlier about, you wanted to be an author, you want to get your book out there, and it's not growing. And then it's like, wait a minute. Your book has already been done. It's now online available. And now it's starting to be more and more in different stores here in Atlanta, like blackpeople.net. No, it's not. It's
Black Dot.
Black Dot. I still don't like that, man. But Black Dot.
I wish you would stop saying that.
Well, I'm saying, no, I support them. Really, it's a great company. But Nubian Books. In right out in Stockbridge, and it's other stores, and it's like one thing out of another after another, and now they're starting to sell, and people are being inspired about it. They're doing testimonies that you're not even asking for.
I'm not even asking for testimonies, and people are.
Just FYI, a lot of times when you see stuff on radio, and they say, I experienced this product, and I really, a lot of those are actors. And they're paid actors, but when you get people that actually just send you a testimony of like, you really touched me. That's when it's like, okay, you doing
it felt
your thing.
good.
So
it felt good.
If you want to be touched by, inspiration. Inspirational touching. You might want to check out From Failure to Fabulous.
Thank you.
Because if you like me, I might get a percentage of it. You can say, well, I heard, Marty McFly said it, and I heard, so I might get it. So show me some love, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, so in a sense, what I was saying is sometimes we don't know where we're really at.
Absolutely.
Because right now we get on this radio show, we do these podcasts, and honestly, because we've been doing this so long that we don't see the viewers or the listeners. Right. We just we do this, put it out there. Today's a good day. But then you're out there in the public, and people are coming up to you saying, "You're that lady, Doni." Or they husbands are like, "Wait a minute, I know you. But I don't know from where." Okay, discreetly, do I know you? And you're like, well, tree work? No, I ain't got no trees. Anything else? Do you hang out? No. Oh, you got a podcast show. That's where I sell you. So it's amazing that sometimes you have to just take a pause and say, you know what? Appreciate where we're at, or where you're at in life, and yes, you always want to strive for more, strive to go to the next level, but at the same time, just, it's okay to say, you know what, thank you, God, at where I'm
Gratitude. Thank you for where you're at.
Yeah.
And actually, it's funny because we do have a guest coming up. And she is somebody that has, been to the peak of success in her business. And then she had some things happen, and then now she's come back and she's got a great show of her own. She's talking about things that she's been through, and she's a true inspiration. This is a woman that I have seen for years, and I knew of her, but hadn't really met her. And we kind of ran in some of the same circles, and actually a good friend of mine, used to hang out with her, personally. I don't know if she wants to get into that. So I'd hear all these amazing stories about who she was and what she was accomplishing. And I was like, man, I need to be friends with this lady. Funny thing is, she was thinking the same thing about me.
Oh, wow.
You know? And I'm like, so we got a chance to meet. I've been on her show before, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So I'm excited about this next segment, but it's a true testimony of where God can take you.
Okay, look, I'm going to run out.
Yeah.
But I remember her.
Yeah.
And now, if she bringing in that little hot toddy, that little drink that she was making, she had food. I was just like, and then, you know, and I'm a, just a disclaimer. I'm a fan of some of her people that she's interviewed.
Yes, I know you
I have just been inspired of their openness of who they were, you know.
They're very comfortable with themselves.
Comfortable, you know.
Yeah.
And you know how
you need to stop because you're a married man.
I am a married man, but you know, look, I own my own car, okay?
Yeah.
No payments. But it ain't nothing wrong with looking at some other cars or test driving.
Oh God, I didn't realize
you know,
that's where
I'm
he
just
was
saying.
going.
So when you bring that, and honestly, everybody has a story.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't, you know. It's crazy where you say, you know, well, I only want to talk to these kind of people.
Yeah.
You know, so one of the things about her show I admire because they're open.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna jet out of here. You're gonna have to bring her on, and y'all gonna, you know.
We are. We're gonna bring her on, and we're gonna tell you who she is in the next segment because she's an amazing woman.
Yes.
And I want to make sure we do her justice and let her tell her story. But I will say this: you guys are gonna be inspired. You're gonna be motivated, and you're gonna understand that no matter what you are going through, with hard work, perseverance, and the ability to find something powerful inside yourself and tap into that, you will accomplish your dreams and you will become whoever it is you believe that God is calling you to be. And I feel the same way about you. I feel the same way about you. You've helped me in that aspect also, looking at you tell your story.
Oh, you make me feel so
No,
bad.
but seriously, Marty.
You know, everybody has a story.
No, think about it. When you were younger and you were going through your days over at Morris.
Right. Yeah, I can say Morris Brown. That's my school. I still represent. Yeah.
Did you realize that you were going to be this world-class producer, that you were going to be a radio and television personality, that you would also be an entrepreneur and do and a minister on top of that? And you're doing all of those things. And I always call you said this yourself, you're a king maker, or in this case, a king and queen maker.
Yes.
And you help people see the path to making their dreams come true. Did you see that for yourself?
I didn't see that for myself, but what I saw was I have passion to help. You know, I have passion to do my best, not just that a do kind of attitude.
Yes.
And no, I didn't have I knew I wanted to be in entertainment.
Yeah.
In any form or fashion because I wasn't smart enough to do math.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't smart enough. Well, I didn't have that didn't interest me. And I did not want to take a job that I was going to hate for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know, and some of my choices in life helped develop to where I am now that I can appreciate it. Because when I first got out of high school, I didn't go straight to college.
Yeah.
I went to Athens and I worked at a chicken plant overnight.
Yeah.
For like a year or something.
Is that why you don't like chicken? No, I'm just
right,
kidding.
really,
like
really.
chicken.
It took me a long time because my job was to condemn bucket man. I had to take the bad parts away. But it made me look at people that was retiring there.
Yeah.
That spent their whole life there. And nothing wrong with that.
There's definitely nothing wrong with that if that's your path.
I just said at this point in my life, this is not what I want.
Yeah.
You know. So then being a sponge of knowledge and wanting to put myself in those areas that I don't know what this could lead to, but my first opportunity of someone saying, hey, anybody want to volunteer at the radio station?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I didn't ask for money.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for anything. And it was just ironic that it was a gospel DJ.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I ain't going to church right now. I might as well go up here and see what's going on. And I went there, and because of my love for what it was and the interest, it just started pushing me forward. And really, and I'll say this to anybody, you will be a lot more advanced in life doing things for free in the beginning. You know,
ain't that the truth?
Right, because it opens you up that you can actually learn, and then other people see you doing that, and then they identify you as that person or that, you know. The first time I was behind a mixing board at a concert, I didn't know what I was doing, but somebody else saw me and was like, hey, yo, I got an event next week. You think you can?
Somebody else saw something in you.
Got it. So with that being said, believe in yourself, keep going at it, push it, and that's my little 2 cents. I gotta go.
He got a great 2 cents. We're gonna come right back with an amazing guest that I think that you guys will understand why I was inspired by her.
Yes.
And why we wanted to share her story with you all. So stay tuned because you're in for a treat, a real treat. Once again, you're listening to Donnie Jones Live. I'm Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Marty McFly, that I gotta go take care of Rona.
We'll be right back.
Yep, bye.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey, this is your girl, Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
Hey, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my opportunity to share with you my trials and tribulations of growing a tree service or growing a small business and making it successful by overcoming adversity, and also giving you some tidbits on what you can do on a day-to-day basis to achieve your dreams and be the best that you can be. And you can find us on Amazon. You can go to Donnie Jones Live. Anywhere that books are sold, you should be able to find us.
Now, back to more Donnie Jones Live with Donnie and Marty McFly.
Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live.
Hey, welcome to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady. And you know what? A lot of times I'm hanging out with my guy, Marty McFly, but we have on this segment an amazing, inspirational, powerful entrepreneur by the name of Ardra Sennett. I've talked a little bit about her story in the past, but I'm gonna go over a little bit more. When I first heard of her, I heard of her as a powerhouse businesswoman that owned a bakery or like a restaurant, that owned a tax business, that owned real estate, and she's just doing her thing, right? And I'm like inspired by her every time I hear her story. I was talking about how she's doing bigger and better things, and we had a mutual friend that was like, y'all need to meet, because you're so inspiring. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm inspiring, meaning what? She goes, yeah, you're inspiring to her. And I'm like, wait a minute, but she's inspiring to me. And one day we got a chance to meet, and you guys, when this woman told me her story, I was like, she has got to be on that show, because a lot of you see people at the mountaintop, but you never get a chance to see what they went through in the valley. So this woman now, not only is she still an entrepreneur, but she's been to the mountaintop, been through the valley, and is back on the mountaintop, rebuilding, rebranding everything. She's got her own cooking show. She's got her own podcast. She's just doing all kinds of things. But I want her to tell her story because I think she can do it better than I can. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss Ardra Sennett.
Dang! Hear the noise. Yeah, the crowd goes wild.
And the crowd goes wild.
Thank you so much. Okay.
We're going to stick that in there, Marty. Okay,
the crowd goes
wild.
Listen, do you guys realize that it was 1 year ago today that you came to my
Was it? Are you serious?
It was today.
You can't even play.
What about the universe? Don't play with me.
Don't play.
1 year ago today,
get out of here.
You were at my space. In my space, doing the same thing.
And we've been trying to get. I've been trying to get
for a
on the
whole
show.
year, and then we booked it, and then and just so happens it came on the exact same day, because all of my memories came up on Facebook, and I shared them this morning. The pictures that me and you took and everything. So so this is our anniversary,
but I ain't
honey.
This morning. No, But here's what's so beautiful about it.
Don't judge me, honey. We believe in the spirit, girl. Let's get relaxed. Because, see, I be wanting people to be... See, I come like this. I wake up.
She rolls like this.
No, what it is leftover from last night. We got to keep it crunk.
Yeah.
You know what? Where your substance, your wherewithal, your who you are comes when you're in the valley.
That's right.
Your strength, your girth, your what is up with you, boo.
Yes.
It comes when you're in the valley,
That's
not
right.
on the mountaintop. And one of the most amazing things, I remember hearing a sermon by T.D. Jakes years ago.
Yeah.
And he said, it's nothing wrong with the mountains and the valleys. You don't even know that a mountain exists without the valley. You don't appreciate your mountain if you haven't been to the valley.
Ooh, you better talk.
But as you grow and as you evolve, the valley, see how it go? It keep getting lower and lower.
Yep.
It keep getting lower and lower.
Yeah.
So that valley, that dip don't be so, you know how you get dip, dip, baby, dip, and then you
that
keep
dip
getting,
make it good though.
Listen, it's like doing the rumble. You just keep going up and up because you be like, I can't go back down that low.
Come on now, no, and you're not gonna go. Here's the other thing. What people don't understand: when you hit the valley, you know when you can feel it sometimes when it's coming, and you go, no, we changing course right now because I've been here before and I'm not going back. But for people that don't know, tell us your story. Or at least you can do the businesses you were in and how you got into them, and then hit a little valley and what you're doing to come back up.
Well, I mean,
tissue if you
for
need
we're gonna try not to do the tissue thing today, but if we do, it's cool. I love my tears. I appreciate them because they taste good to me now. You know what I'm saying? Because you taste your tears. Well, I do. I be, just coming down. But listen, I am super excited. I'm really privileged. I am that I get to go through this next journey and evolution in life with my eyes open. Yeah. Hard work got me to where I was, and I did own a bakery, popcorn shop, one in Buckhead, one in Decatur. I owned several different tax offices. I had made multimillionaire status, and that means a lot of different things.
Let's
to
pause
a lot
right
of different
there.
people.
Let's pause right there.
Yes.
This woman had made multimillionaire status, meaning she was a multimillionaire, bringing in millions of dollars in her businesses that she created out of the atmosphere, meaning she started with nothing, built something, and that's in and of itself as an accomplishment. And to come through what you've been through, I think is just a beautiful thing. But finish.
Thank
the story.
you. No. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's go back even further. I always knew that I was going to be a millionaire. I always knew I was going to be a movie star. That was my mother. Said that I was the most dramatic creature that walked the face of the earth. She had a nickname for me. My cousins did all that. So me always saying who I wanted to be. Yeah. And okay, so this is what I want to say. When I went to college, my mother gave me Donald Trump's The Art of the Deal.
Get out of here! That was
I
one
used
of the
to be a
first
big fan.
Can we pause right there? Because
yes,
I think people need to hear this. Okay. And some people may not like what I'm getting ready to say. When, as a young entrepreneur, one of my influences and one of the books that I read was Art of the Deal. People can say, he's wrong right now. He absolutely is. He's a nut job right now. He absolutely is. He is not to be trusted. Absolutely true. However, back then, the stuff that he put in Art of the Deal was powerful. The books that he wrote with Robert Kiyosaki, meaning Why We Want You Rich, that stuff is true, regardless of what anybody says about that dude.
But he's living it now, though.
He's still
living it. If you follow his principles and the things that he talks about and preached, he's still living it. Yeah. He will not be denied. Yeah. He will not fight. He will not give up. There's a lot now.
Even if he's wrong, he won't. Like you can. Okay, for even your criminal, no matter what, the principles are the same. Whether you're a criminal, whether you're a politician, whether you're a good politician, bad politician, the principles are the same. Now, you still gonna have to pay the piper on the other side if you do something wrong. But the bottom line is he used those principles to become successful. Yes, he did some shady stuff, but he used tenacity, hard work.
He used the rules.
The rules.
He didn't pay no taxes. These are rules.
Yeah.
He went by our rules. He found the loopholes. He figured it out. Don't get mad at him. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Yeah, there you go.
So when I read The Art of the Deal, The Art of the Deal talked about everybody that was a millionaire was going. You had to lose a fortune. He talked about losing 2 or 3 fortunes. His father and him. And I remember reading that and I remember thinking, I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm not going to lose anything.
Yeah.
Then I started reading other books and autobiographies because you have to invest in you. Yeah. You have to build you.
Yes.
So if you are a hairdresser, you need to go to Barn Brothers. Yeah. You got to take classes. Yep. If you are if you are an inspiring speaker, motivational speaker, you gotta go to other people. You gotta see. Right. You gotta learn. Even as I didn't get to be the best baker that I could be until I started eating other people's stuff. I used to say, I don't eat other people's things. I don't go to other people. No. Yeah. You must. Yes. When I expanded my horizons, when I opened up and I said, feed me, learn me, grow me, universe, tell me, teach me, train me. I lost, now it's so funny. I'm so proud to say that, I did lose $1 million business. Yeah. I lost a whole empire I was building. I lost it to gain it because in my loss I learned way more than I did. See, I got it the first time working hard. Now I'm working smart. Exactly. Now I know what to do. Now I know how to enjoy the journey. Yes, now I know how to respect and appreciate the journey. Yes. It's so different now. It's so wonderful. Yeah.
Well, for those of you that don't know, I went through that too. We talked about this. 2008, 9, and 10, I lost everything. I literally was at home at night hoping somebody didn't knock on my door and take my equipment. And sure enough, several times, and they always do it in the middle of the night. What? They do it literally. This dude showed up with a tow truck. And this was the time when I had a piece of property over in Lithonia. I had a big piece of property, and it was big enough to where I had my house there and I had my trucks in the back. Girl, they showed up at 2:00 in the morning with a tow truck, went straight down my driveway, hooked up to one of my big trucks, and took that mug. I was in my underwear, like, couldn't do nothing. Could not do nothing. And then they lied to me and said, well, just call this number and see if you all can work out a plan. They didn't want to hear nothing about the plan.
Yeah, but the baddest story that I heard about the baddest bee, honey, was one time they came to get something. You went out there and started talking to them. Next thing you know, they start unhooking everything.
Yeah, they did. Okay.
Yes, boo. That's the story I remember. Okay. I said, yes, that is my friend in my mind, honey. That is my girl.
That is true. And they tried to take that crane. It's paid for by now. Right now. It's paid. Clean. Boo. Over 100 G's paid for.
Right.
They came. They took that crane. I was like, you ain't taking that. I was like, you might take.
But you know
what?
Not every story I heard about you is that you couldn't be denied. And it's wonderful to know that it happened before. But we actually had two mutual friends because the female, we got a female one that worked for you.
That's right.
And one day she said, because she used to always brag about you, and she used to always brag about you, and one day she finally said, you remind me so much of her. Thank you. Because she said she the most positive person I know, and Donnie won't be denied. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm being
yes, we know each other. Exactly.
She the most positive person you know. She won't be denied. But that's cool. I will not be denied, baby. I don't care. What is for me is for me.
That's right.
And nobody or nothing can stand in between. It can take it away from me.
Right.
You have to decide.
Right.
The winning begins with you.
That's
when
right.
you stand up, when you believe in you, when you have confidence, when you love you some you, when you believe in your dreams, if you can dream it, you can manifest it, but you gotta believe it. The believing part is the hard part.
That's the
part that we have to get to. That's the valley.
That's right.
Bump all this superficial stuff, all this stuff that can come and go that man then took away. What about the God within? When the God is within comes out,
that's right.
Then you cannot be denied. There's nothing. There's no mistake.
Girl, I want you to stay on that. I want you to stay on that. But before we go to break, I want you to tell people how they can get in contact with you, pretty girl.
Honey, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. YouTube comes first. Cooking Couture Atlanta.
Yes.
Cooking, COOKING, Couture, COUTURE, Atlanta.com. And that's on all platforms, IG, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat. We doing the damn thing.
Yes. You guys, we're going to take a quick break. As you can see, now you see why I wanted this lady on our show. She's an absolute beast, and I'm so excited about having her here. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with Ardra Sinnette, and maybe she could talk a little bit more about Cooking Couture and how she came up with that name and what she's got going on with it. Yeah. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of my book, From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Be inspired by Doni's journey from failure to fabulous, as she explains how she started with $45 and a business card. And with perseverance and commitment, she took that small dream and turned it into $1 million company. From Failure to Fabulous by Doni Jones, the Tree Lady. Available on Amazon and all online
Project South
bookstores.
and the Hunger Coalition of Atlanta, in partnership with Community Organized Relief Effort, have launched free COVID-19 testing at 9 Gammon Street, Southeast Atlanta. Drive-through and walk-up testing options are available Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The tests are self-administered via throat swab, and individuals will be contacted within 4 to 7 days with results. If you need free COVID-19 testing, call 404-622-0602. If you need testing for the coronavirus, this is your opportunity. Once again, that's 404-622-0602. Project South and the Hunger Coalition of Atlanta, in partnership with Community Organized Relief Effort, have launched free COVID-19 testing at 9 Gammon Street, Southeast Atlanta. Go to correspondence.org/COVID-19-Atlanta.
Now, back to more Doni Jones Live with Doni and Marty McFly.
Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady, and we are sitting here talking to the illustrious Audra Sennett.
I love these adjectives.
I'm telling you, but it's true. Powerful, positive, motivated, spiritual, supernatural, gifted, beautiful.
I take it all.
Audra
Thank you.
Sennett.
Thank you.
But you were going into your story, but we had to take a break, but we're back now, so you can rock and roll, because I had to cut her off for a minute. A sister felt bad about that. But go. What is it? Especially, I guess what I want to do is get into the nitty gritty, because people don't necessarily have the same. I think everybody has a gift, but you have this gift of positivity, and you have this power in you. And I think if people would allow themselves, they could tap into that. But for people that are going through tough times because of this COVID and because of this, that, and the third, what would you say to them to help them tap into that beautiful spirit like what you've done?
You are what you eat. What you putting inside of you. What are you drinking every day? What are you eating? What are you breathing?
Yes.
And so all day I listen to your podcast. I listen to the School of Greatness. I listen to Bob Proctor. I keep it going.
Yes.
I inhale, I come out. Every single morning, even when it's cold, I walk outside barefooted and thank God, because I can, because it's mine, because it's given to me and it will not be denied and not taken away. I thank God for my raggedy truck, my broken driveway, because if it wasn't broken, if it wasn't raggedy, if it wasn't this, I wouldn't be me and where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, so it's a beauty in everything, and we have to see it. Yeah. And one of the biggest challenges most people face is seeing the beauty in them. Yes. They can see the beauty in me, and they want to talk about what about you?
What about you?
It takes teamwork to make the dream work, and this entire team is on my side. My mental, my spiritual, my physical. And so I start walking. I start taking care of myself. I started liking myself better.
Yes.
So you can see my transformation, because when you look at me before, when I was a millionaire, I was fat. I was cute, but I was fat. There were some things that needed to happen, needed to transpire. I needed to evolve. I needed to transition into what I wanted. And you get to decide how long it takes, how hard it's going to be. Right. It's all in our mind.
It is.
When we fight our demons, it's what's going on in this head.
Yes,
and then what's in this head, what's in this heart. From the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks.
That is
right
so
or wrong.
True.
So what I built up in my heart, what do I have? And I was joking with someone the other day. They say when you get ready to take the Lord's Supper, you shouldn't have an ought in your heart. So if you got a problem with your brother or your sister or something going on, you need to clear that up before you take the Lord's Supper, or it won't be effective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who clearing up what's inside of you? You still mad at yourself. You haven't forgiven yourself. I'm releasing a book that's it's actually free, and it's called right now the name is 10 Steps to Release Your Inner Goddess.
Oh, I like
First,
that.
you gotta forgive yourself,
and you gotta know that there's an inner goddess in there also.
There you go.
That's the other thing.
You gotta know she's
gotta
there.
know she's
because there's
there.
children under the stairs. You don't know to let them out till you know they're there.
There you go.
Until you hear them hollering. But
Yes.
if you be quiet, if you shut up, if you meditate, if you close your mouth and relax your mind and realize, I am not my body. I'm like India Arie said, I'm not my hair. I'm not this body. I'm not this shell. I am this powerful tornado inside.
Yes.
And I have to learn how to grip it. A tornado, baby, not a rainstorm. I'm talking about I am a full-blown grade 4. What's the highest tornado?
I don't know.
I am a grade 4 tornado ready to tear this mother up.
Yes, absolutely.
But I gotta control it.
Yeah.
First, I gotta recognize it. I gotta identify it.
Yes.
I gotta be okay with that. I'm a tornado. And so in a tornado's path, get in my path.
Come on now.
You either gonna be a storm chaser or I'm gonna tear you up. Get away from me, move out my way.
Yes.
But see, a tornado don't go around asking, am I a windstorm?
Come on now.
I'm about to go up against this house. Can I hit this house? That tornado goes straight through that house, that building, everywhere, through that city.
Yes.
And it's gone. It's doing its thing, right?
Yes.
So you got to realize that there's a tornado waiting for you to unleash it inside. That show about the genie when you rub that, that's you. That's
right.
really an analogy.
That's right.
If you
Really
if you believe in you, you got a genie inside of you ready to pop out and change your entire life. But first, you got to change you, your heart condition, your mind, your words that come out of your mouth, your actions. Then they all got to line up.
That's right.
Because I got real positive, but I was still fat. And that was only a reflection of what was inside.
Right. Well,
there's nothing wrong with the shape. There's nothing wrong with any of that. It's nothing wrong with being fat. It was only an example of where I hadn't cleaned up. What are you feeding yourself with?
I'm glad you said that, because one of the things that I'm on my show and on my YouTube, I talk about my journey, the intense journey, and I've lost 28 pounds. Actually, I've lost more than that now. And like you said, there's nothing wrong with being fat, but when you're that fat, that's you telling yourself, I don't love myself like I should. I don't care what
you fighting with yourself.
You fighting with yourself.
That inner and outer is fighting.
Because when you love yourself,
that's right.
You don't beat yourself up with bad food.
That's right.
You don't beat yourself up with lack of exercise. And I'm still
You don't
a curvy
beat yourself
girl.
up by making yourself carry weights. It's like waking up every morning and saying, give me this brick, give me this brick, give me this 10-pound brick, give me this 10-pound brick, and I'm gonna carry these around with me all day. I'm gonna put these in the backpack just because I don't have anything else to do.
Exactly. When you love yourself,
when you love yourself,
would you put more weight on your kids and make them carry something that they don't need to carry to be a burden on them? And that's how I feel weight is, you know. And now it's cliche to say, oh, I'm big, bad, and bodacious. I'm a beautiful, big woman. You are beautiful. You're beautiful. I'm beautiful.
Your heart working overtime.
Exactly.
And you cannot be your very best self.
Let me keep it real. You can't do certain things that you want to do and don't feel like doing it.
Well, you know, we talk about that on my show. You can't twerk. Boy, we about to do that busting challenge. You cannot bust it. Busting out of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Now, and I see them on the Instagram and I see them on the TikTok rocking it huge and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. What are you doing to your heart?
Your knees.
What are you doing to your knees?
Your ankles, your hips.
But we don't want to talk about that. But we're going to talk about it here, don't we? Aren't we?
Let's be honest, because until we can really talk about it, till we can really be forthcoming
and
honest.
killing us.
But see, that's why it's that inner fight. Because until I was able to admit to myself and grasp with myself what I needed to change about me. That's when I became free. And then when I was able to talk about it. But
you look good, girl, by the way. You have lost weight.
Well, I've lost 130 pounds. Like, so at my height, I got 340, but I looked good.
Yes, you did.
Baby, I was Gucci down in my 340, at 340. But, and let me tell you this, even more so, at 340, when I went to go I had a gastric surgery, and I went to Mexico, and I didn't tell anybody, and I up and went, because when I was at my highest, well, no, that wasn't my highest. My highest was 340, but when I went to Mexico, I was like 313. Really. So at 313, I had already had a breast reduction, tummy tuck, butt injections, and 360 lipo.
Get out of here.
See, that's when you work on the superficial.
Yeah.
When you work on the outside.
But when you
at
start
313,
inside,
but at 313 and I was big and shapely. Everybody's like, you big, but you shapely. Whatever. I looked at some pictures from a birthday party I had. We had took over a hotel. All the staff had on shirts with my name on it. Oh, we was just, I looked at them pictures and I was like, who is this big old joker right here?
but and it was me. But when we're in it, we think we doing it.
I had a custom dress. I had 3 wardrobe changes, and I was like,
huge.
Who is this?
Yeah.
Baby, that morning I called Mexico. I ain't even tell nobody till my flight left. They was like, where are you going? I'm going to have surgery.
Yeah.
And that helped me. The surgery helped me to lose like about 80 or 90 pounds. Right. Which is a lot. I needed some help. When you need help, you better know when you need help.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
You better call for help.
And here's the beautiful thing. You are listening to 2 people right now that have lost weight. She had the surgery, helped her lose weight. I've done with mine, it was the eating thing. And I'm sure yours is
my eating had to change. That just helped me lose the first 80.
Yeah.
And then the next 40, and I still want to lose 25 more pounds, but the next 40, 50, it came from walking. I started walking 5 miles every day.
It's walking
I had to change
what
I have to be intentional. Yeah. That's another one of the steps of being releasing the intentional. Releasing the goddess within. We gotta have
you back on the show because this conversation could go on forever. But I want people to know about Cooking Couture.
Okay, Cooking Couture Atlanta. I had to rebrand myself, honey. When they came in and took my bakery, my tax office, put it all on TV. It's a link on Cooking Couture Atlanta, honey. You can hear the whole story. But when they came, I was devastated. I was depressed, and I couldn't bake. Yeah. I couldn't even. It took me 2 years before I could even ride down Candler Road.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I rerouted myself, but I couldn't forgive myself for losing $1 million business.
Yeah.
They said they was going to prosecute me and all of that. 6 months later, they sent me a letter. All charges was dropped. Nothing happened. It was a wake-up call. It was the dues I had to pay. They said it in the book. Everybody that's ever had anything said to keep it, you got to lose it. Because if you got it once, you can get it again.
What you were saying about Trump, you read in that book that, most millionaires, if not all, have lost a fortune. All of them have lost a fortune.
Every ones that are made.
You thought that you was going to get by without losing it. Let me tell you something. You're looking at a girl, I'm talking about Donnie Jones, bankrupt. I have been bankrupt.
Oh, me too.
Twice. Actually, probably 3 times.
I think I did 3.
Because you did personal.
I know I did too.
2, possible. I think with the personal 3.
I know I've been bankrupt twice.
Made millions and it went bankrupt. Now have rebuilt, and guess what? The lessons I learned there, I will never make those stupid mistakes.
Right, but getting over it. It took me so long to do the bankruptcy. Do you know that I filed and I seen it because on the last bankruptcy it showed I filed bankruptcy 12 times before I went through and let the creditors
actually
because I was shamed because I was this. Yeah. But I needed to do it. But had I did it instead of 17 times, had I did it on that first time, I would have been where I'm supposed to be.
Right. But
you
that's
know what
okay.
I'm saying?
That's part of the journey. You guys, I am so thankful to have you on the show. And we are going to talk a little bit next time about Cooking Couture. Can you just give them a little clip about what you do?
Check out Cooking Couture Atlanta. I believe that cooking is sexy. I want to bring us back around the table together. I believe that nobody can lie to me if I'm feeding you. If I'm putting something in your mouth, it's hard for you not to be authentic with me. You know what I'm saying? I want to have fun. I want it to be classy and sexy and the in thing again. Yes. I want women to be feminine. I want them to love, they sexy, take care of their families, control what goes in your body, because controlling what goes in your body, being intentional about what you put in your mouth is everything.
That's right.
And being intentional about what comes out of your mouth is everything.
Yes.
I love it.
Can we talk about it? I'm telling you, what goes in your mouth.
What goes in your mouth is everything, and what comes out of your mouth is everything. But it starts up here in your mind and heart. It's in your heart and your mind controls this.
That's right.
You think this controls that and that it don't. You know what I'm saying?
No.
All you got to do is believe in it, but then you got to say it, but you really got to change your heart.
You got to. And you got to forgive. You got to forgive other people, and you got to forgive yourself.
You don't forgive
yourself. And don't wish for the past to be different. It ain't. The past
is fictional. It's over. It don't even exist anymore.
It's over.
Only now, learn how to live in the present.
You guys, once again, we have been talking with the illustrious, the amazing, the powerful Ardra Sinnett. You guys have got to check her out.
It takes one to know one. Cooking Couture Atlanta, Cooking Couture Atlanta, Cooking Couture Atlanta. It's Audra Sinet, baby.
Thank you. I love it. But you've been listening to Doni Jones Live. Check us out next week. Thank you for supporting our show. Thank you for supporting Audra's show, Doni Jones Live. Go check us out on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody about us. And we love you.
Doni Jones Live.